Hello, my crafty friends. This is the beginning. This is my journal. I just put it together. That's as far as I've gotten on it. But it's for the October One of a Kind Junk Journal Challenge with Dear Julie Julie. And so you'll be seeing when I do these videos the hashtag OOOAKJJC. So now that's what this is. For me, it's going to be this journal. And so our October challenge is to make a one-of-a-kind journal. And it can be for yourself or a gift or whatever. You could also make it to put your, the things you're thankful for in November if you're doing that 31 days of thankfulness or whatever that is, the November journal, 30 days of Thanksgiving. Anyway, in this book, we have to do one cover. It says one beautiful cover, at least 5 items added. So let's talk about that, because 1 and 2 is what I've done here. There are 13 things you have to do in here. And I had some people, when I did the altered envelope a day challenge, they wanted me to do something with fabric every day challenge. Well, I don't have time to do one of those every day, especially this time of year. But I decided to do things with fabric and make that journal that I'm doing all those things in go with this challenge. So I'm doing 2 things at once. I'm going to show you a lot of different things that you can do with fabric if you want to make your own fabric journal. But I'm doing it as part of the Dear Julie Julie's October challenge. Okay, so she says, number 1, one beautiful cover, at least 5 items added. So here's my cover. It's denim on the outside. It's got stuff on it already. Denim on the outside. And then I added, this was a collar, a lace collar, and a doily, and a flower. And that doily, you can see, comes all the way into here. And I put some cotton lace around it inside. And this is a different fabric inside. That way my journal cover is sturdier than if I just did the denim. And then over here, this is one of the the cuffs that goes with this collar. So I put that on there, and then I cut these 2 flowers out of an old table runner that they were embroidered, but I wanted some red. So I cut those flowers out and kind of, I don't know if you can see, I kind of frayed the edges a little bit and glued those on there. And then I added this red crocheted flower. And this, it doesn't look red very good on the video because it's velvet, but it's a red velvet ribbon, some vintage red velvet ribbon that I had in my stash. So that's my cover. And number 2 was to make at least 2 signatures. So I made 2 signatures. And I'm going to kind of go through and show you the different fabrics in those signatures. Whoa, this red kind of pops up the camera, doesn't it? Okay, so we've got denim. And then obviously the pages are not all even. This is a junk journal, right? So, so my pages aren't all even, but they're all made out of fabric. This is some upholstery fabric. And this is just some kind of burlappy muslin. And this is a gold, I don't know if it's drapery or if it's upholstery fabric. Another piece of denim. And another piece of the muslin. This is some more upholstery fabric. And this is, I really wish you could see that better. Let's see if we can. There you go. It's a wool plaid, and I think it's for upholstery fabric. It's very rough. I certainly wouldn't want to sit on it without, with naked legs. It would be really itchy. But I thought it was pretty to go in here. And I wanted some pops of red. That's one reason why I put this on the inside. And this is just some, I think it's called damask fabric. And this green fabric was a napkin. It was a big napkin. Now it's a brighter green than it looks in the camera. It looks olive green, but it's really a brighter green than that. And then another one of these, and I left this really long here when I tied my signatures in, and I just sewed them in. I didn't even poke holes in advance. I just pushed my needle through, and that's how I sewed my signatures in. Just a pamphlet stitch, a 3-hole pamphlet stitch. But I left these long because I wasn't sure what I might want to do with them, so they're just sitting there. So here's the other side of that signature. It's obviously the same. It's just and both signatures are have denim for the outside. It's leaving little pieces everywhere. It's going to shred all over the house probably because I like that shredded edge better than a cut edge or a sewn edge, and so that's just the way it is. So, and they're both the same, all the same fabrics in both signatures. They're just not in the same order. And I did the same thing here. Okay. Now then, and you can see I separated the signatures because they're kind of fat and they're only going to get fatter. So, hoping that that'll give us some room. And I made my cover extra big, extra long on this side so it can puff up, and on this side, and then it'll still be able to do this. So, so that's numbers 1 and 2 of Dear Julie Julie's October Challenge. So I've got it started and ready to go. I'm just going to give you a sneak peek at the other things we're supposed to add in. So you can see what will be coming in future videos. I'm going to try to do at least some of each of these on here. Some of them you do a bunch, so I may not do them all on the video, but I'll at least do a few of each one on the video, so I can show you how I'm doing it. But this, I had to have the gluing and everything just was so much trouble. I just decided you could kind of tell where I placed things, and everything else was just gluing and sewing. That's all I've done, glue and sew. I used a spray adhesive to put this piece of fabric with the denim, and it seems to be working pretty well. It was not easy to do, and I did it outside because it's such a big piece. But I've never tried to use spray adhesive on something this big before. This is like 24 inches long. So it was, and about 12 inches wide. So it was a big piece to try to lay down. So I have some little bubbles in there that didn't do very good, but I'm happy with it overall for my first time to do something. Let's see, and there's some bubbles there too. You can see those, but I'm okay with that. I'll just do something in here to cover them up. Okay, now the other things we're going to do in this month, we're going to do 3 belly bands, all different. You can't use the same thing twice. 4 flip-flops or flip-up, flip-downs. And I'm going to put a link to Dear Julie Julie's, the video she did for the challenge. So she shows you what a flip-flop or a flip-up, flip-down is. And since I'm using fabric for everything, it's going to be interesting how I do these things where you're supposed to put paper inside to make little booklets or make writing spots. I may go ahead and add paper. So those flip-flops or flip-up, flip-downs may be paper. I haven't decided how I'm going to do that yet. They may be a combination of paper and fabric. 5 tucks. They can be side tucks, border tucks, or top tucks. 6 embellished paper clips, all different. 7 tassels, charms, and dangles. Not 7 of each, but 7 total. You can have, the combination you want of tassels, charms, and dangles. 8 stenciled, stamped, or doodled pages. This is probably going to be the hardest one, but we all know you can stencil and you can stamp, and if you got the right pen and stuff, that's one reason I included some of these pages, because I can stencil or stamp or whatever on those. And if I use light paint, I could even on some of these others. So we'll see. It's going to be an interesting challenge to combine doing it in fabric with all the things she wants us to do. 9 collaged embellishments with at least 3 items. Well, that'll be fun. We like it, collaged embellishments. So 10 pockets, and each, you have to have at least 3 different kinds of pockets in that 10. And then 11 tags, and they need to be at least 3 different kinds so that you're not making 10 of the same thing. And then 12 tabs. She says at least 3 different kinds: fabric, lace, scrap paper, whatever. So we'll be putting some tabs in here. And then 13 journal cards of different sizes with different decorations. So that's going to be quite a challenge for me to add all those things into a fabric journal. But I'm looking forward to it. I hope y'all will watch. And I'm going to use the hashtag OOOAKJJC. And then I'll also say October Fabric Journal. So you'll know those are the ones that belong with this. And this is part 1. And then there'll probably be at least 10 more or 11 more, probably at least 11 more videos that go with this journal this month, so I can get it finished in the month. She says, as you can see, we're looking at a larger journal this month with 2 signatures at least. This month, you can use your stash only as an additional challenge, or you can purchase items. Well, I'm already doing a no spend challenge until January, so obviously I'm going to use my stash because I can't buy anything else. So I'm adding, so here we got, 3 challenges going on at once here. You can use any tools that you own, and you can please share your progress through the month, and you can finish these items in any order. So I don't have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can pick whichever one I want to do and do it next. I think I'm going to do tabs, the tabs on the pages, as my next one, because I think that'll be the easiest one. So we're going to do it next. So be looking for 12 tabs. That'll be the next one. She says your journal may be any style, any size, any theme. This is a very large journal. I think maybe if I had it to do over again, I might not make it so big, but just because it takes up a lot of space. I like it. I like the way it looks. I like the way it feels in my hand. I like the papers I chose for my signatures. So I think I'm going to have a lot of fun playing in here. I would love it if y'all wanted to make one along with me. And dear Julie, I will also put, well, when you go to her video where she talks about this, she has a link to her Facebook group for this challenge. So you can join the Facebook group for her challenge if you want to, if you decide you want to do this. That's where you post pictures and post your videos and stuff, so everybody who's in the challenge can see what you're doing. Okay. There's my journal. And it makes me happy. I'm happy just looking at it. So I think I'm going to enjoy this challenge just because I've got fun stuff to start out with. So it's not perfect. It's a little wonky, but that's okay. I don't mind a little wonky. Well, God bless you, and you have a great day. Bye-bye.